Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where we learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube intuitively using an interesting method. My name is CriticalCubing and I have been solving the Rubik's Cube for over 2 years now, and I can solve one in about 8 to 9 seconds on average. The method that we are going to learn is called the Roux Method, which is a highly intuitive method and can give you fast times as well. The current fastest user of this method is Kian Mansoor, and he can solve Rubik's Cube in 6 seconds on average. This video tutorial is going to start from the very basics and explain my way through how the Rubik's Cube works, basic step of the method, and so on and so forth. After watching this video, you will be able to solve the Rubik's Cube entirely by yourself without any external help, and you will also be able to teach others how to solve the Rubik's Cube as well. Before we jump right in and start learning about the method, here are the basics of the Rubik's Cube. You don't have to memorize them, just watch it once so that you understand how the Rubik's Cube works. Rubik's Cube is a 3x3 puzzle which has 6 sides, each with its own colored sticker. The colors on the cube are white, yellow, green, blue, red, and orange. You can think of the Rubik's Cube as a 3-story building. Since this is a 3x3 puzzle, it has 3 layers, and you can think of the layers as the floors on the building. We have first layer, which is the first floor of the building. We have second layer, which is the second floor of the building, and finally we have the third layer, which is the third floor of the building. There are 3 main components of the Rubik's Cube. We have the center, edge, and corner. Centers are the middle pieces which hold the cube together. Centers are only of one color, and we have 6 centers of 6 different colors, which are white, yellow, green, blue, red, and orange. And these centers are on 6 different sides of the Rubik's Cube. The color on the center will be the color of that side. So if you have the orange center, then the whole color of that side will be orange. If you have the yellow center, then the whole color of that side will be yellow, etc. Centers are also stationary, so you cannot move the centers individually. Let's do a quick test. I move my cube around randomly, and no matter how I move it around, the white center always stays on top and the green center always stays in the front. Centers do not move as they are stationary. However, you can get these centers from one position to another by moving the entire layer together. I can make my green center face on the top by moving the entire middle layer. Next, I can make my yellow center face on the top by moving the entire layer. However, I cannot move the centers individually as they are stationary. The entire layer has to move for moving the center. This brings us to layers. The Rubik's Cube is a 3x3 puzzle which gives us 6 turnable layers. These layers move around the respective centers, and here is how we name the layers. The layer which is on the right side of the cube is called the R layer, or the right layer. The layer which is on the left side of the cube is called the L layer, or the left layer. Similarly, we have U layer and D layer, the upper layer which faces the top and the down layer which faces the bottom. Lastly, we have the F layer and B layer. F layer is the front layer and the B layer is the back layer. Layers are also sometimes called face. Instead of saying F layer, you call it F face, and similarly B layer becomes B face, and so on. Next, we look at the edges. Edges are pieces which have 2 stickers on them, and these edges go between the centers. Edges are unique and you will only have one edge of one kind. Edges go in between adjacent centers, so you won't have edges with opposite center colors. For example, opposite of white is yellow center, so you will never have white and yellow edge since edges go in between adjacent centers and not opposite centers, and you cannot place an edge between white and yellow centers, so you will never have a white and yellow edge. There are a total of 12 edges on the Rubik's Cube. Now we come to corners. Corners have 3 stickers on them and they go in between 3 centers. White, green, and red corner will always go in between the white center, the green center, and the red center. There are a total of 8 corners, and all of these corners are unique, so you won't have 2 of the same kind. Corners also won't have white yellow sticker on them since white and yellow centers are on the opposite side of the cube and there is no corner that can go in between them. Notation. The moves done on the cube can be denoted as follows. There are 2 kinds of moves, normal moves and prime moves. In normal moves, you move the layer clockwise 90 degrees. So if I say do a R move, then you move the R layer 90 degrees clockwise. Prime moves are opposite of normal moves, and you move the layer counterclockwise or anti-clockwise 90 degrees. Prime moves also have an apostrophe at the end, so R prime move will be moving the R layer 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and R prime is denoted as R with an apostrophe. The other moves that we have are twice moves, which are denoted with 2 at the end, and that is basically moving the layer 180 degrees. So R2 will be moving the R layer clockwise 180 degrees, and R2 prime is the same as R2 move. We use this notation with the other layers as well. U move, U prime move, U2 move. L move, L prime move, L2 move. D move, D prime move, D2 move. F move, F prime move, F2 move. B move, B prime move, B2 move. Those are the moves that you can do on the Rubik's Cube and the notation for it. That is a lot of information. But fret not, you don't have to memorize it. Just loosely understand it, and that is all. If you have doubts, you can refer this introduction video once more. And without further ado, let's get started with the solving. Now that I have gone over the basics and theory, let us start with the practical examples. The method that we are going to learn has 4 major steps, but since this video is for beginners, I have broken down these 4 steps into a couple more mini steps. So first I will go over these 4 major steps, and then I will go over the mini steps on how you can achieve these major steps. The first major step of this method is solving a rectangle block like this on the left side of the cube. This is called the first block, and you make it on your L side, like this. The next major step is making the same block on the opposite side of your first block. So we made our first block on the left side of the cube. Now we make the same block on the opposite side of the first block, that is on the right side of the cube. So this is our first block, this is our second block. Our third major step is solving these 4 corners and also permuting them. We have solved our 4 corners so that all the yellow color is matching with its center, and we have also solved the colors on the side so that the side colors are also matching with their respective centers. So green is matching with green, orange is matching with orange, blue is matching with blue, and red is matching with red. Now the last step is solving the rest. So you only have to solve the remaining 6 edges. So these 6 edges are 4 on the top and 2 on your bottom. And this is the last step, and this is very easy and uses only M moves for solving the cube. And just like that, your Rubik's Cube is solved. So now that I have gone over the 4 major steps, I will start going over these steps individually and break them down into mini steps so that you can understand this better and grasp the concept. Our first step is making the first block on your L side of the cube, and we do this in 3 mini steps. So the first step is creating a line like this where you have all the greens on the side matching and all the whites on this side also matching, and this line is called the corner line. And you make this corner line on your L side of the cube, and specifically on the L side and third layer. Third layer is the D layer. So you make your corner line in here. Our corner line has one edge, this edge. This is called the DL edge just because this is in the DL position. So D and L, DL edge, and it has two corners, the D, F and L corner and the D, B and L corner. So your DL edge and these two corners constitute your corner line. The next mini step is making another line on the right side of the cube. So this is your right side of the cube and you make another line on this side. This line constitutes of the center, the green center in here, and also constitutes of two edges, the green and red edge in here and the green and orange edge in here. So two edges and one center constitute the edge line. Now you have the corner line created on your L side of the cube and you have the edge line created on the R side of the cube. Now you simply put these two together like this and your first block is complete. Now we shall see how you create your corner line and how you create your edge line. In this tutorial, I will be solving the green and white first block, so the green center will always be on your left side and the white sticker will always be on your bottom D layer. So if you want to follow along, be sure to use your white and green edge as your DL edge and the rest of the pieces will follow along. The first step for making your first block is making your corner line, and as I previously mentioned, the corner line constitutes of one edge, the DL edge, and two corners. So when you get a scrambled cube like this, your first step is finding this DL edge. And in this tutorial, we will always be using the white and green DL edge. So once you have your cube in hand, you look around the cube and try to find where this white and green edge is. In my case, I see that my white and green edge is in here. Once you have identified this edge, you want to keep it on your D layer and on your L side of the cube. So first, we keep this edge on our D layer. So I rotate like this. So now this edge is on my D layer, just like that. And now we want this edge to be on the L side of the cube. So we rotate once more like this. And now this edge is in the L side of the cube and also in the D layer at the same time. So now your D layer and the L side. So DL edge. And no matter how you get your cube in hand, you always want this edge to be in the DL position. So for example, my edge is in here. Just rotating like this puts the edge in the DL position. My edge currently is in this position and rotating like this puts the edge in the DL position. And when you're keeping the edge on the DL position, make sure that the white is facing towards the bottom like this. Holding the edge like this also keeps the edge in the DL position, but now the white is facing towards the side, which you do not want. The white should always be facing towards the bottom like this, so that the green is facing towards the side. This is the proper DL position. White on bottom, green on side. Once you have this edge, you want to find the two corners that go in this position. On a solved cube, if you take a look at the position of this edge, you will see that the white, green and orange corner is in this front position and the white, green and red corner is in this back position. When creating your corner line, the D, F and L corner is called the front corner and the D, B and L corner is called the back corner. So this is going to be your front corner, this is going to be your back corner, and this is your DL edge. So now I know that the white, green and orange corner needs to be in this position and the white, green and red corner needs to be in this position. So first I find the corner. In this case, my white, green and orange corner is already in this position. Once you've identified the corner, you want to make the corner come to this position, the U, F and R position. When creating your corner line, we call the U, F and R position our buffer position. And you want these two corners, the front and back corners, to be in this position and you do it one by one. So currently I see this corner and I want this corner to be in this position. When you're solving the corner line, your corners can be in either of the 8 positions. This is the first position, this is the second position, this is the third position, and this is the fourth position. So you have 4 positions on the U layer. There are 4 more positions on the D layer. This is the first position, this is the second position, this is the third position, and this is the fourth position. So you have 4 positions on the U layer and 4 positions on the D layer. And getting the corner from any of these 8 positions to this buffer position takes either 1 or 2 moves. Now I will go over all of these 8 positions. So this is going to be our first position, and if I want this corner to come from this position to this position, I can simply rotate my front layer 90 degrees like this, clockwise, and it comes to one of the 4 positions on my U layer. Then I can just rotate my U layer like this, and my corner comes to this buffer position. If my corner is at the back position, I do the same thing. I make the corner come to this U layer by moving the B layer like this, a B prime move. And then I can rotate the U layer like this to get the corner in my buffer position. If you have the corner in this position, the back position, in the D, B and R position, you can move this corner from this position to this position by rotating your R slice 2 times R2 move, like that. And if you have the corner in this position, the D, F and R position, you can move this corner to this buffer position by doing one single move like this, R. Now that we have taken a look at the 4 positions on the D layer, we shall take a look at the 4 positions on the U layer. If the corner is in this position, the U, B and L position, doing a U2 like this puts the corner in our buffer position. If the corner is in this position, the U, F and L position, doing a U prime puts the corner in our buffer position. If the corner is in this position, the U, B and R position, doing a U move puts the corner in our buffer position. Those are all of the places where a corner can be and how to get your corner to the buffer position. Once you have the corner in your buffer position, there are 3 cases that you can get for a corner piece. And we differentiate between these 3 cases based on where the white sticker is. For example, this is the first case, and this case is called the white on side case because this white sticker is facing towards this side. This is our next case, and this is called the white on front case because this white sticker is facing towards us, towards the front. This is our last case, and this case is called the white on top because this white sticker is facing towards the top. Ideally, you want your white sticker to be facing towards the top. So when you get your corner from either of the 8 positions to this position and you see that your white is on the top, you don't have to do anything else. You're good to go. But if you have the white sticker on either of the other 2 positions, you have to change the other 2 positions into white on top case. How do we do that? Let us go back to our previous cases. This was the first case that I showed you, and this was the white on side case, and you want to convert this into a white on top case. In this case, for converting it into a white on top case, you move this edge away from the buffer towards this back position, the U, B and R position, like this, and then you do a R prime from there. And that converts the white on side case into a white on top case. Similarly, this was the second case that I showed you, and this is the white on front case. For converting this case into a white on top case, you do R move, and that converts it into a white on top case, and you move this corner piece back into the buffer position by doing U move. So now, if you get the white on side case, you can convert it into a white on top case. If you get the white on front case, you can convert it into a white on top case, and if you get a white on top case, then you don't have to do anything. Once you have the white on top case, you see where this corner needs to go. This corner is the white, green and orange corner, and on a solved cube, the white, green and orange corner is the front corner. So this corner needs to be in this position. So for inserting this corner into this position, you can just swing your F move 2 times like this, 180 degrees. F, F, F2. And that will insert this corner from this position to this position and create half of your cross line. Similarly, this is our next corner piece, and you want this corner piece to be in the buffer position, so I do a U prime to set this in the buffer position, and now I see that this is a white on front case, and I can convert it into a white on top by doing R move, and I can get this back into the buffer position by doing a U move. Now I need to see where this corner needs to go, and the white, green and red corner on a solved cube is the back corner. So this corner needs to go from this position to this position. And for inserting this corner from this position to this position, I do a similar thing. How I inserted this case, I set this corner to where it needs to go. So this corner needs to go in this position. So I set this in this position, this U, B and R position. And now I can just do a B2 move from this position. And that will insert this corner towards the desired position and complete my corner line. Now that I have done the explanation, let us look at some examples. This is our first example, and the first thing that you need to know for creating your cross line is finding the DL edge. And in this case, the DL edge is this white and green edge, which is in the UF position. So I need to get this from the UF position to the DF position, which I can achieve by rotating like this. Now this edge is on the D layer, and I can rotate like this to get this on the DL position. Now I start looking for the corners that need to go in these two positions, and one of the corners is already in the buffer position, this corner, and this is the white in front case, which I can convert to a white on top case by doing R, and then I get it back into the buffer, and this is the white, green and orange corner, which needs to go in this position, and I can insert it by doing an F2 move like this. The other corner comes to the buffer position and it has the white on top already, and this corner needs to go to this back position. So I can set this up in here, the U, B and R position, and I can insert it by doing a B2 move like this, thus completing my corner line. This is our next example, and in this example I have the white and green edge in here, and from making this my DL edge, I can rotate like this to get this edge on the D layer, and then I can rotate like this to get this in the DL position. Once I've done that, I need to find the corners that need to go in these two positions, and one of the corners is already in the buffer position, and this is the white on side case, and I can convert this into a white on top case by doing U prime and then R prime. And now this is a white on top case, and this needs to go in this position, and I can insert this by doing F2 move like this. The other corner comes into the buffer position, and this is a white in front case, which I can convert into a white on top case by doing R move, and I need to get this back into the buffer position by doing U move, and this needs to go back in here. So I can set this corner in the U, B and R position and insert this by doing a B2, thus completing my cross line. This is our last example, and in this example our white and green edge is in here, and I can make this into my DL edge by rotating like this once and then by rotating like this. So now it is in the DL position. Once I'm done with that, I need to find the two corners that need to go in these two positions, and here is one of the corners. I need to get this into the buffer position. I do U prime, and this is a white on front case, and I can convert this into a white on top case by doing RU. Once I've done that, I see where this needs to go, and this needs to go in this back position. So I set this up in here and then do B2 for inserting this, thus completing half of my corner line. I need to find the next corner, and currently it is in this position. I can get this corner to the buffer position by doing an R move like this, and this is a white on side case, and I can convert this into a white on top case by doing U prime R prime. And then this needs to go in here, and I can insert this by doing F2 like this, and that completes my corner line. Once your corner line is created, we start making the edge line. Your edge line constitutes of a centerpiece, the green centerpiece in this example, and two edges, which when you're doing the white and green corner line will always be the green and red edge piece and the green and orange edge piece. If you get confused about what edge pieces you need to look out for, then you just check out this, the green and orange. So your edge piece will be green and orange edge piece, and then green and red. So your edge piece here will be green and red. So the first step of making your edge line is finding the green center. Your green center can be in either of the 5 positions. It can either be on your U face, in here, or it can either be on your F face in here, it can either be on your back face in here, it can either be on your left face in here, and it can either be on your D face in here. The sixth position is here, the R face, but this is the desired position. So if you have the centerpiece on your R face, then you are lucky and you can start solving the edges next. Now I will show you how you can get the center from these 5 positions to your R face. If you have the center on your D layer, then you can just move the center on your front layer like this, and then you can move this on your R layer like this. Similarly, if you have the center on your U layer, then you can move this on your front layer like this, and then you can move this on your R layer like this. If you have the center on your front layer, then you can simply move this to your R layer like this. And if you have the center on your B layer like this, then you can move the center to your R layer by doing a wide U move like this. If you have the center on your L layer, then you can move it to your R layer by doing a wide U2 like this. And if you have the center on your R layer, then that is where it needs to be and you get to skip this center solving step. Once you have the center on your R layer, you need to find the edges that go in these 2 positions. These edges are the green and orange edge and the green and red edge. And these edges can be in either of the 11 positions. They can either be on your U layer, these 4 positions, or they can either be on the side, these 4 positions, or they can either be on the D layer, these 3 positions. This is already solved, so you don't count this. These 3 positions, these 4 positions, and these 4 positions as well. You want your edges to be on the U layer. So if you have the edge on the U layer, you are good to go, but you have the edge on either of these other positions, then you need to get the edge on your U layer. First, if you have the edge on this side, the back side, then you can get it on the U layer by simply moving it on the U layer like this. Similarly, if you have the edge in your front side in here, you can get it on the U layer by doing a R move like this. If you have the edge in this position, the bottom position, you can get it to the U layer by moving it towards the U layer like this. If you have the edge in this D position, the DF position, then you can get it on the U layer by doing a M prime move like this. And if you have the edge in this back position, the DB position, you can move it to the U layer by doing a M move like this. When using M and M prime moves, make sure that your other edge is either on this position or on this position. Currently, I'm trying to get the green and orange edge on the U layer, and I already have the green and red edge on the U layer. So if I do the M move right now, this puts the green edge on the D layer, which you do not want. Hence, I either move this edge on this position or on this position, and then I do the M move so that I have both of the edges on the U layer like this. Finally, these are the last 2 positions. Your edge can be in either this position or this position. And these 2 positions are a bit tricky because they require misplacing your center a bit and then restoring it back again. So, if you have the edge in this back position, you move your center towards the front like this, and now you have this edge as the edge on the side case, and you can get this on the U layer by doing a R prime like this. Once you have that, you restore your center by doing a wide U prime like this, and you get your edge from this position to this position. And the other position that your edge can be is in this position, and you do a similar thing. You misplace the center by doing a wide U prime like this, and now you have this as the edge in front case, and you can easily move it to the U layer by doing an R move like this. Once you have both of the edges on your U layer, here is my edge number 1 and here is my edge number 2, you want to determine where the green sticker is facing. So here are my 2 edges, and you want your edge to be having the green sticker facing towards the side like this. In this edge, I have the green sticker facing towards the top, which I don't want. So if you have an edge with the green sticker facing towards the side, that is what we want and you're good to go. However, if you have the edge with green sticker facing towards the top, then you need to change that. And you can easily change it by putting the edge in either this position or this position and doing M or M prime move. For example, I need to change this edge and get the green on front, so I can keep this edge either in this position and do a M move, so now I have the green in front, Or from this position, I can get it on here, and then I can do a M prime move, and my edge gets converted into a green on side case. Once we have both of the edges with the green on side case, we can start solving our corner line. Also, a quick note, when you are inserting the edges from either of these three positions, you are simply putting the edge on your U layer like this. However, you have to make sure that your other green edge is not in this position. Currently, I want this edge to be in the U layer, but I already have this green edge in the U layer already. So in this scenario, I just move this green edge aside, and now I can insert this edge like normally how I do. Similarly, my edge is here and I need to move it in this position, and I already have a green edge in here. So I can move this aside like this, and then I can get it on top. And same goes when you have the edge in this position. Move the green aside and you can get it on the top like this. Once you have both of the edges with the green on side, you get one edge in this position like this, and in this position this green should match with the green center. And once you have this matching right, you do R2 move and keep this edge on your bottom slice, the D layer. Now you get another edge on the same position like this, and you see you already have a line created like this. Only one last thing remains. You take a note of this color, this is currently orange, and you take a note of this color, this is also orange. If these two match, then you want to move this edge away from this color. So what I mean by away is, so if I move this edge towards the front like this, then you are moving this color towards this orange color, which you do not want. In this scenario, these two are matching, so I want to move this edge away, so I move it towards this side, so these two are away from each other now. Similarly, if these two colors do not match, I have red in here and I have orange in here, then you want to move this edge towards this edge, so that these two do not match. These two are not matching, good. And once you do that, you see that your edge line is already created. And just as a verification, once you have your edge line created, you see if these two are matching or not. In here, these two colors are not matching and this is what you want. However, if I were to get the case like this, where these two match, I want to do an R2 move so that these two do not match. You want these two edges to not be matching. Once you have the corner line in here and these two are not matching, you just do a wide U2 like this and your first block is done. As simple as that. Now I am going to do some examples of the first block. So when you're handed a scrambled cube, the first step is finding the DL edge. So you look around the cube and you try to find the DL edge, and in this case my DL edge is here, the white and green edge. And now I want to keep the DL edge in our bottom left position. So I put this on the D layer by rotating like this, the bottom position, and then I put it on the L layer by rotating like this. So this is our bottom left position, my DL position. Once your DL edge is done, you try to find the corners that go in these two positions and get these corners into the buffer position. And currently I already have a corner in the buffer position. This is the white, green and red corner. And this already has the white facing towards the top, and this corner, the white, green and red corner, needs to go in this position. So I set this corner in this back position and then I can insert it to the required position by doing a B2 move like that. Then I find the next corner, and the next corner is already in its correct position, but it needs to be flipped so that the white is facing on the bottom. And I get the corner from this position to this position by doing a F U prime move like that. And currently this has the white on the side facing towards that side, so I need to convert it into a white on top, which I can do by putting this corner in this back slot and then doing a R prime move. And that gets the white on top, and this needs to be inserted in this position, and I can insert this by doing a F2 move like that. Doing so, my corner line is created, and now I can start making the edge line. The first step of the edge line is finding our center, and in this case I have to find the green center, and the green center currently is in the front, and I need this green center to be on the right side of the cube. I can place the center on the right side of the cube by moving both of the U layers together like this. And then the next step of the edge line is getting both of the edges that go in these two positions on the U layer. Now currently I already have one of the edges in this position, the green and red, and then the other edge is in this position, and I can get it on the U layer by doing a M prime move like that. Doing so, I have both of my edges on the U layer, and both of my edges already have the green facing on the side, which is good. If from this position I did U and then I moved this to the top, then I would have needed to convert this to a green on side case by rotating like this and then doing the M move once more. So doing the M prime move from this angle was kind of smart, because that converts both of these edges to green on side simultaneously. Now the next step of the edge line is putting the edge in this position and then moving it towards the bottom. So I put one of the edges in here, move it on the bottom, put the other edge in here, and then I match the colors. So this is red, this is orange, these two are not matching. That means I need to move this edge towards this corner. So I move this edge towards this corner, and I can put these two lines together and my first block is done. This is our next scramble cube, and as usual the first step is finding our DL edge, which is the white and green edge, and the edge is in this position, and I need to keep this edge on the bottom left position, which I can do by rotating like this, puts the edge on the bottom, and then I rotate like this, which puts the edge on the left side of the cube. Our next step is finding the corners that go in these two positions, and these two corners are in here, the white, green and orange, and the white, green and red, and I need to get these two corners in the buffer position one by one. So first I start with this, I put this in here, buffer position, and I take a note of the white sticker. Currently the white sticker is in the front, which means that this is the white in front case, and I need to convert it into a white on top case, which I can do by doing an R move like this, and then I get this edge into the buffer position once more, and then this corner, the white, green and red corner, needs to go in this back position. So I keep this corner at the back, and then I can insert it just like that, thus completing half of my corner line. The next corner in turn gets put in this back position, and I can get the corner from this position to this position by doing a R2 move like this. This also is the white in front case, and I can convert it into a white on top by doing R move like this, and I get this back into the buffer position, and this white, green and orange needs to go in this front position, so I insert it just like that, thus completing my corner line. Next I need to build my edge line, and the center for the edge line is in the bottom position in here, and I can move it to the front position by moving both of the R layers together like this, and then I can move it on the R position by moving both of the U layers like this. Once I've done that, I need to find the edges that need to go in these two positions, and one of the edges is in this position, this bottom position, and the other edge is stuck in here, which is kind of a bad position, but we have a workaround that. So first I get this edge to the U layer, and you can easily do this by moving the edge on the U layer by an R2 move, and then we have this as the next edge, and for doing this I need to misplace my center like this, get it on the top just like that, and then restore my center to its original position. Once I've done that, I see I have green on side, which is good, but then this has green on top, which is bad. So I convert this into a green on side by putting the edge in this position, the front position, and then doing a M prime move, just like that. Now I already have one of the edges connected with the center, so I can just put it on the bottom like this, and then this edge can be connected with the center if I move it in this position. And now I match the colors, orange, orange, they match, so I need to move this edge away from this corner, so I move it like this, away from the corner. Now I have red and orange which do not match, and that is good. And now I can move the layers together, and that will finish creating my first block just like that. We will do one last example. So this is the last example, and as usual we first find the position of the DL edge, which in here is right in the front staring at me, and I need to get this edge in the DL position. So first I get this edge on the bottom layer by doing a rotation like this, and then I get it on the L layer by doing a rotation like that. Next I need to find the corners that go in these two positions, and one of them is in here and the other one is in here. This corner currently has the white facing towards the side, so I need to convert it to a white on top case, which I can do just like that. And now this corner, the white, green and orange corner, needs to go in this position, and I can insert this easily by rotating like this. So I have these two created, half of my corner line. My other corner piece already comes in this buffer position, and currently this corner also has the white facing on the side, and I need to convert it on a white on top case, which I can do like this. And once I have the white on top, this needs to go in this back position, and I can put the corner in this back position and insert it to the desired position, thus creating my corner line. Next, I need to build the edge line, and the first step of the edge line is finding the center. And currently the center is in this back position, and I can get it on the right position by just moving both of these layers together like that. And now I have the center on my right side of the cube. And the two edges that need to go in these two positions are currently in here and in here. And I can get both of these edges on the U layer by doing this U layer, and by doing this U layer. And both of these edges have the green on top currently, which is bad, and I need to convert it into a green on side case. So first I convert this M prime, green on side. Next I convert this M prime, green on side, and one of the edges already matches with the center. So I can put this edge down on the D layer like that, and then I match this edge up with the center. And then this is red, this is orange, these two are not matching. So I need to move this edge towards this corner like this, towards this corner, and my edge line is created just like that, and I can move these two layers together, thus finishing my first block. Now this video is becoming a bit longer, so I will be doing the next part of this video, the second block, in the next video. So see you on the next one. Thanks for watching and take care.